Hi. The other day I encountered a really strange error and I created a little example script, this print interpolate script, to show how it happened and how to fix it. So this script has basically reading a file. The read parameters is getting from the command line the name of a file, um, and then creating, using this app file name module, creating a new object representing that file. Basically, this app file name is really just an almost empty module, just a constructor and a getter to access the file name. It's only there to show the actual problem. So we create this object, and this is what the read params returns. And then after a call to a logger, which just prints out start, we call the check file function, which will in turn open the file after receiving it from the object. The dollar file is the object, and then read line by line, getting the length of each line, putting it into the actual variable. Then if this actual value is larger than some limit that was declared at the beginning, then we print out this log information with the actual number, the limit, the line, and we attach the name of the file. We have to do this with a concatenation because the file name is an access source, so we can't be interpolated. Now we switch to the window and to the console, and we run the printf interpolate function, and it tells us to need the file name. So let's provide the same file name as the input. As you can see, there is the start and then the warning about this line that is too long. Now the issue is that the file name is sort of separate there, and I wanted to have it inside the message within parentheses. So I put it into, I will use a printf function, so I put it a %s, and then we call the sprintf function to create the string and pass it to the log function. So let's see how does this work. And this is when we got the problem. So we got an exception mixing arguments in sprintf. So where does it come from? As it turns out, the reason that it became an exception is because we used fatal all in the warnings. But I didn't really understood what the problem is, so I started to print. I didn't know which variable had the problem, so I started to print out with the log the actual variables one by one. The actual variable, and then the line, the limit was just something hard-coded. So now running again the script, you can see that the start is printed, the number 95, which is the length of the current line, is printed, and this is the current line, which is also printed well. But if you look closely, then you can see that in this line there is this %s, which is actually a placeholder for printf. And that's the problem, that now when sprintf is receiving the format string, the first string, it will already have two %s marks in there, and we only have passed one parameter. So the solution is that instead of putting in the dollar line into and interpolating the value of that variable, we put in a placeholder there and pass dollar line as a parameter to printf. Running the script again, now you can see that we have the start and the warning that we were expecting with the file name within parentheses. That's perfect, and then the done message. Now we'll still have two other variables, the $actual and the $limit, that are still embedded. They're both numbers, but to be on the safe side, we can also replace these with %s and pass them as parameter. In general, that's the whole point here, is that if you're using printf of sprintf, then we shouldn't use the interpolation at the same time.